Hey, they're on YouTube at Sal Powell, Matt Bowen, Greg Cosell. We're here at NFL Films in beautiful Mount Laurel, New Jersey for the NFL Matchup Show. We'll give you a little preview so you can see the helmets right there. AFC Championship Game, Cincinnati Bengals and Patrick Mahomes II and the Kansas City Chiefs. And Greg Cosell, that's where we got to start. We got to start with that Kansas City Chiefs quarterback coming off his magic act. Give him 13 seconds, win a football game.
You know, I think Mahomes, as this season has progressed, has really become such a desirable combination of playing with timing and rhythm from the pocket, hitting his back foot and getting the ball out, but always having the ability to make special second reaction plays, which we saw last week, because the Bills did kind of heat him up a bit, but they could not get him to the ground. And one quick point. I thought their run game was a factor last week, and I kind of like what they did. They inserted the tight end as a lead blocker, and they were really effective doing that. And while they don't run a lot, they ran effectively.
Now, what do the Bengals have to do defensively in this game?
Well, I think a couple of things. My sense is you're going to see a lot of too high coverages. I mean, two safeties over the top of the defense and more zone-heavy approach, whether that's cover two deep, 5 under, or quarters when you have 4 across in the back of the secondary. But on third down, I think we saw some more man coverage from the Cincinnati defense in the Week 17 game. And a matchup to watch there when they're in dime personnel, Greg, they bring cornerback Trey Flowers in the game. 6'3", long, physical coverage traits. He's the man matchup player for tight end Travis Kelce. The last thing, you got to bring some pressure. You're not going to pressure all the time. But
Matt, say it. You got to heat him up. Come on, Matt.
You got to get after Patrick Mahomes a little bit. You can't just stay in zone coverage. You got to bring situational pressure, get after him.
I love when Matt Bowen says you got to heat him up, Sal. You got to heat up that quarterback. And listen, go back to that Week 17 game, January 2nd. Mahomes was not sacked, right, in that game. He was 6 for 11 on third down. And somehow at Paul Brown Stadium, the Bengals beat the Chiefs 34-31 in that game, and somehow is named Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and it has to be timing throws, okay? Because their offensive line is not good enough to pass protect on deeper.
You think? A little bit, yeah.
No, I just noticed that in the last game.
Yeah.
It struck me. So their O-line is a problem, so there have to be a lot of timing throws. And by the way, they did that in the Week 17 game with a lot of fade balls outside the numbers.
To Jamar Chase, right?
To Jamar Chase, even T. Higgins caught some. So it will be very interesting to see how Steve Spagnuolo adjusts and tweaks his defense to match up to the fact that you can't play with a single high defender. You can't play fade balls outside the numbers.
Well, listen, Greg, I don't know much about much, but I'll tell you this. You know, he was sacked 9 times in Nashville against the Titans. He survived that. He was sacked 4 times in that January 2nd game, right? He survived that. At some point, don't you think his luck is going to run out? He's taking a lot of physical punishment and surviving. Don't they have to help those tackles somewhere along the line here, Matt?
Well, Greg and I have seen this on tape before. The Bengals will use 7-man protection. They'll bring a tight end and a running back and line them in split back looks to give them more protection. You're going to have to against Kansas City. You know, we talk about the Tennessee defensive front. The Kansas City defensive front, they got guys, too, now.
Frank Clark,
Chris Jones, Jerron Reed, and Melvin Ingram, who can be schemed by Steve Spagnuolo. Stack him off the ball, inside, use twist stunts to get after. Now, from a coverage perspective, we know what the Chiefs are, the defensive template of Steve Spagnuolo. 2 deep zone coverage, they'll play their man coverage, and they'll sprinkle in that 0-man. That's what you send everyone at them.
All right.
We could see more 2-man in this game.
Sure.
So what did Spagnuolo do wrong in that January 2nd game that allowed Joe Burrow to set a record and Jamar Chase to set a record in that game and win that football game?
I think he stuck too much to his defensive identity. What was it, Greg? 3rd and 27?
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter.
They sent all-out pressure. They sent everyone.
Yep.
And Jamar Chase won that one-on-one matchup down the field. What I think he has to do is eliminate the opportunities to take those one-on-ones. That's why I brought up 2-man coverage. So you have 2 safeties over the top to take away that fade ball throw.
Isn't it remarkable? Joe Burrow beat Steve Spagnuolo when it counted in that game. Who do you got real quick winning this football game?
I got the Chiefs winning this game.
Patrick Mahomes, baby.
Patrick Mahomes II. Okay, that's what the matchup show is. We're on YouTube. We're on ESPN, ESPN2. Just put it on the DVR and you'll love our show.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.